how many of you know God knows what it's going to take to put this thing over? And so now one of the things that he says, Jesus says this throughout the word, do not fear. Here's one of the things that fear does. It causes your ears no longer to work. It disconnects your ability to reason correctly once you jump into fear. Come on, look at your neighbors. Neighbor, don't fear. See, no matter what the thing looks like, don't fear. No matter how much you've been accustomed to functioning this way, don't fear. Don't fear. I'll never forget, man, we were kids. We were going through this, Valerie, we were going through this alley. And, you know, we're just walking through the alley, three of us, me, two of my buddies. We're walking through the alley. We just talking, chewing the fat. And all of a sudden, there was a yard, had an open gate. Without exaggeration, two big German shepherds stand about that high. Now, we just, you know, we're not big boys. You know, we're not big boys. And so, you know, so the dogs, you know, Jesus. Those two big German shepherds came out that yard. The guys in the yard won't even call him back. Maybe he didn't want us in the alley. But now watch this now. So the dogs come out of there, but I had a fear. I had a fear of running from a dog. And so now watch this now. So when the dogs came out, they left me. Oh man, they left me. Good. Because I mean they took off down the alley and I froze. And so the dogs came out, man, they ran out, both of them sniffed the pants leg. And then they looked at the ones that were running and they took off right after them. My boy Cain, he ran up a tree. You ain't never seen glory to God. You never seen a black guy run up a tree, did you? This guy, he took a few steps and he was up the tree. The other guy outran the dog and right across the highway. So when the dogs came back, they smelt my pants leg again and went on in the yard. Now, while they had me, why didn't they just go ahead and handle their business? Because even though on the inside I was fearful, I made no outside display of fear. You said, well, how'd you know that? I don't know how I knew it. I just had a fear of running. Are you understanding this? And so now watch this now. Over in Matthew chapter number 8, and I want you to really see this, and I want you to see this good, because one of the faith killers is fear. And so you function in a way, when you fear, you function in a way that the enemy will absolutely annihilate you. Watch this now. In verse number 18, let's read.
And when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave a command to depart to the other side.
Yes.
Then a certain scribe came and said to him, Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go. And Jesus said to him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Then another of his disciples said to him, Lord, let me first go and bury my father. But Jesus said to him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their own dead. Now when he got into a boat, his disciples followed him. And suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. Then his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we are perishing. But he said to them, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith.
Mm-hmm.
Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So the men marveled, saying, Who can this be, that even the winds and the sea obey him?
Okay, now watch this now. This is absolutely amazing, because here these guys that were professional fishermen have a challenge of a storm. Now understand this. Now, Jesus already told them, go to the other side. Now watch this. As a matter of fact, he said, let's go to the other side. Now, anytime God tells you let's, we're going. But we have to follow his plan on it. Because you don't have to go just because he said. And just because he said doesn't mean that you're going to arrive at the other side. But you have to follow what his plan was. Oh my God in heaven. Okay, so now watch this now. But these guys right here, these guys, now Jesus says this. Let's go to the other side. He gave a command to go. He gave a command to go. Now watch this now. Let me give you a definition of fear. Fear comes from a Greek word which is delios. It means fearful, cowardly, or timid. Got it? So now watch this now. So therefore, when Jesus rebuked them, and he looks at these guys and he says, why are you so cowardly? Why are you such a coward? This is what Jesus is saying to his disciples. He has to, because they have brought fear in. Come on, look at your neighbors. Fear is a spirit. Okay, now watch this. How many of you are understanding that? And so now because of what they brought in, because they brought the spirit of fear in, now that spirit, if Jesus doesn't rebuke them and it, then everything's in trouble. Go with me to Timothy real quick. Are you all understanding this? Okay, so now watch this now. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. Real quick. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. What does it say? Come on, everybody, nice and loud. Okay, wait a minute. God have not given us the what? Okay, God have not given us what? Okay, so God have not given you the spirit of fear, so therefore fear is a spirit. And so if fear accompanies you in a situation, it has authority to work. Remember, any spirit that is in the earth without a body is here illegal. But here in Matthew 8, it's not here without a body. It has bodies to function. Wait a minute. Now, if Jesus ever says to you, let's go to the other side, and then he goes to sleep, you are in charge. Whoa. If he told you, let's go to the other side, you're in charge. So then if you bring in fear at this point, then whatever you imagine is what's going to play out. What's playing out right now in your world? Because God's given you authority over your world. So, but see, you got to understand, we have authority over the spirit of fear. You got that? You have authority over the spirit of fear. So watch this. So therefore, you and I, we have to handle this. Jesus put me in charge. Our church can't function